is also eliminated.
Yeah, also looks like Spatakova and Rahtime, who competed together in 2006 in Gothenburg, on target to make it into that final, which would be particularly special. As we head out to the women's 800 meters with Kohlberg of Germany getting a great reception. Ukrainian Kroll, Adriana Szapler of Poland, an improving athlete, Pinacchio of Spain, and then Benno of Italy, age 25, but already has 6 Italian titles, indoors and out. Lifetime best of 1:58.97 in Rome in June. Second at the European Team Championships last year. Laura Hoffman, 5th at the European Indoors. Guliev, you might recognize that name. She is actually married to Ramil Guliev, the 2017 200-meter world champion. And on the inside, Anita Horvat of Slovenia, 7th at the World Championships in Eugene, 1:58.96 this year. And also this month, in fact, at the Silesia Diamond League in Poland. A few of these athletes preparing for that. In the neighbouring country. Szapler also set her lifetime best there, 1:59.86 for the Polish woman, who's there in lane 6. Need to get a good start though on the outside, as you can see the German in this first heat of 4. Once again, top 3 going through to the semi-finals with 4 qualifiers based on their times. And in 800-meter heats, it's always hard to say what those times will end up being. But this looks like decent pace. Many of these women around the 1:58 mark, so could be tough to try and make it through. Of course, Andreas Kramer leading out that first men's 800-meter heat, and that's where the time qualifiers came from in the end. Bello of Italy now taking over the lead from Kohlberg. 58.26. So that really is quick. If it was evens, it would be 1:56. Not quite able to maintain it, but you can see there Guliev just drifting off the back. She actually won the silver medal, did Guliev, under the name Poistagova, behind Kasta Semenya at the London 2012 Olympic Games. And now in the colours of Turkey. So Bello holds on the inside. Horvat, Hoffman among those trying to come through. The Swiss Hoffman in a much better position though. And Kroll is also looking menacing there. So Bello looks like she's going to be overtaken here. Laura Hoffman, Horvat out of the race though. Hopefully get another look at that. Kroll comes through from Hoffman. Bello fading badly. 2:89. So slower second lap there. 5.4 second. Anita Horvat is going to try and finish this race. Frustration for the Slovenian, who of course did so well at the World Championships, as I mentioned. Hoffman also makes it through. It's the fastest time that Kroll has run this year. Impressive from her. Guliev, who looked like she was just drifting back off that pace, was able to stay with those in front quite impressively, then coming through for that 3rd automatic qualifying spot. New lifetime best for Pinacchio. He'll have to wait and see whether that 2:01.63 is good enough, as will Bello.
Well, let's have a look at that race again very shortly. We'll look at what happened to Horvat there, because after her World Championship final performance, we were expecting to see her perhaps challenge for the medals. She just trips over the curb. Nobody else involved, just tired legs, and just loses her footing. Just a loss of concentration, and I'm afraid her European Championships medal hopes crash to the floor here in the Olympic Stadium. It's another view of it. as we look at the women coming down the home straight. This stage, in these early stages of the race, Horvath very much in contention for a place in the 3 automatic qualifiers. Disappointment for her, but Kroll gets through, leading the way home. So Natalia Kroll, 2-time European champion. It's the second round now of the women's 800 meters. And of course, Keely Hodgkinson, very much the woman we're going to be keeping an eye on. She's out in lane 7. So Hodgkinson, 2021 Olympic silver. Silver again just a few weeks ago at the World Championships. And then just 2 weeks ago, silver at the Commonwealth Games. Well, she had a fantastic teenage career and minted plenty of gold medals, really just looking for her first major European title or international title. Just 20 years of age though, still plenty of time on her side. On the inside, Tanja Spill, semi-finalist at the European Indoor Championships last year. This is Audrey Verreaux, got a World Junior World Under-20 silver medal in Cali just a couple of weeks ago. Also the European Under-20 champion last year in Tallinn. Three to go through. Full lineup from the inside is Sana of Poland, Koro Italy, Kuvisto Finland, Verreaux Switzerland, Rahul Rahali of France, Spill of Germany, and Hodgkinson of Great Britain, Northern Ireland. This should be straightforward for Keely Hodgkinson, but she won't want to let the pace dawdle too much. It just opens up the opportunity of accidents happening, as we saw with Horvath in the previous round, although that wasn't anybody else's fault. Pretty decent pace at the moment, and Hodgkinson's opted for safety first, take it out from the front, stay out of trouble. Rahul Rahali moving up, and then behind Rahul Rahali, it's the two women who on paper would be the favourites to accompany Hodgkinson to go through, Spill and Verreaux. Rahul Rahali slipping back into the pack now, Kuvisto coming up on the outside. So they're coming up to hear the bell. It's a lot slower than the first heat. 63.20. Well, it's best part of 5 seconds adrift of that super quick first heat. That means that it's probably only going to be the 3 automatic qualifiers who are going to go through from this heat. But Hodgkinson still out in front, leading them around, looking consummately smooth, calm and collected. Behind her, Poirot, Spill. Now 26 years of age, has never broken 2 minutes. Poirot, very good Italian champion this year. Still, Hodgkinson just slightly increasing the pace. Behind them, all the women having to work really hard. Sana closing down quickly as Poirot tires. I think it might have been Kuvisto who got through for 3rd place there. Yes, Kuvisto just coming through very strongly. So Keely Hodgkinson unofficially 2:03.72. Sana fast finishing, and so too Sara Kuvisto. So good runs from both Sana and Kuvisto to clinch automatic qualifying places behind Hodgkinson. At the moment, well, 4 non-automatic qualifiers all come from the first heat. Just look at the difference in times between Poirot, who's been run out of it, and those 4 women. You can see all the results, capture all the live action on www.european-athletics.com.
Well, Keely Hodgkinson, another one of those runners expected to pass through without incident. Sana there just giving an athlete a bit of a hurry up, a push up, just to try and get some space for herself, really. Impressed from Kovisto, who at the Olympic Games last year, national record after national record, and she chose to concentrate on these Europeans, not recovering from injury in time to make the Worlds, and wants to be in her best shape for these Europeans, and just maybe that will prove to be the right decision.
Disappointing run back in the pack from Audrey Verreaux of Switzerland. But I think give her a pass. She's gone over to Cali, got a silver medal at World Under-20 Championships. The time zones, the jet lag, and the heat. But it is Hodgkinson, Sana, and can run out of his time to get himself fit for the World Championships. But 3 weeks later, I think he's going to be the man we're all going to be looking at. Now the 3rd heat of the women's 800 metres.
That's right, Martinez on the outside for Spain. Shanahan, big hope for Ireland. Ronelle Lamotte, always been one of her better competitions over the years. Twice a silver medalist. Trying to get back to some of her best form as well. Interesting to see what actually happened with Horvat, but Sadek, the other Slovenian, goes in this one. Alex Bell, although she was the 3rd Brit in the Olympic final, that was a real breakthrough race for her. 1:57.6 at best. She's been getting faster and faster over the last few years. Bartek, Hungary, Skanet, Belgium, and Liakova of Ukraine. 1:58 athlete at best. She was the bronze medalist in Berlin 4 years ago. You're watching live coverage from inside the Olympiastadion in Munich as we are about to get this 4th heat of the women's 800 metres underway.
On your mark.
So Olha Liakova, Vanessa Skaner, Bianca Bartek, Alexandra Bell, Veronika Sadek, Ronelle Lamotte, Louise Shanahan, and Marina Martinez. So Bell and Lamotte fairly closely matched in this one. Shanahan of Ireland, a great youth career, former European under-18 champion, and another of those who's been studying hard. We mentioned Mark English and his medicine degree, and also Damien Chickier, the sprint hurdler, who's done a particularly specific thesis on the inefficiency of a Polish bus timetable. And Louise Shanahan studying physics PhD at the University of Cambridge, as a result competing at the British University Championships after graduating from the University of Cork. In a good position there on the inside. Ronelle Lamotte leading this one out though. So temperature rising inside the stadium and in this race as well. 60.51. So once again, men's and women's 800 metres lightning pace through the 1st heat on that 1st lap. The other athletes opportunity to try and respond, and will have to try and up the pace a little. Lamotte, the experienced French woman, both Amsterdam and Berlin, she was the runner-up. Skaunet, a little way off, maybe an incident there that we didn't see. They're battling for space once more though. So Lamotte, Bartek of Hungary in the green on the outside. Shanahan on the inside as Lamotte ups the pace now. Bell coming through. Top 3, don't forget, all important. Shanahan and Bartek very, very closely matched. And Shanahan looks like she's just going to take that 3rd spot. So, somewhat tidier finish than some of these heats that we've seen. Ronelle Lamotte marshalled that one and didn't let anyone past her. And that is how to run the full 800 metres. Others have been overtaken in the latter stages, just run out of steam, but not so for Lamott. 2:02.22, a couple of tenths in front of Alex Bell, who had a strong finish. She said that she was struggling to really find her feet at the World Championships, but was starting to feel more like herself. Louise Shanahan very strongly to beat Liakova, the bronze medalist from Berlin 2018.
Yes, that very much went to form. The three women who've run under 2 minutes this year got through, and it was a bit quicker over the first lap, and that really set the tone for the rest of the race. 60.53, not quite as quick as the first heat, but nevertheless made sure that the women behind the first three automatic qualifiers had a fighting chance, perhaps, of getting through to the semi-finals. But nicely done by Renelle Lamott. As Alex was saying, two-time silver medalist at these championships and always a very tenacious, formidable competitor. Alex Bell just running herself into form as well. Louise Shanahan, quite a long season. Didn't look as though she had quite the spark I've seen in a couple of races earlier this year. But Liakova run out of it.
Just seems to run faster and faster, so consistent on the Diamond League circuit as well. So that is coming up as part of this morning / early afternoon session here in Munich.
So now we're going to be looking at the fourth and final first round heat of the women's 800 meters. There's the full lineup. Gemma Ricci. Well, she's had a good year, has run 1:58.44. Got Olympic bronze last year over 1,500 meters. Oh, I should say she was just very close to it. My fault. Christina Herring, who's been so involved in the promotion of these, not just the European Athletics Championships, but the multi-sport European Championships, which embrace 9 different European Championships across those different sports.
The national champion of the United Kingdom, the Halbfinalistin der Weltmeisterschaft.
Gemma Ricci. Two-time European Under-23 Championships winner. So from the inside, it's Gemma Ricci of Great Britain, Northern Ireland. Then Vilgoš, Poland. Helvita, Lithuania. Hanna, Norway. Martinen, Finland. Herring of Germany. Smonka of Slovenia and Lint of Sweden. Herring has also run inside 2 minutes this year. So too has Vilgoš, the good Pole, better known perhaps under her maiden name of Anna Sabat. So it's Ricci to the front, Lind as well up there. Lind got bronze at the European Championships back in 2016 when we were in Amsterdam. Herring, always easy to spot. Christina Herring, very tall figure. Lind up there battling, but it's still Gemma Ricci controlling matters from the front. (1:01.53), so not as quick as the first and third heats. So it's just really going to be so important for the women to get up there and get through to the 3 automatic qualifiers. It's a bit unlikely that there's going to be a back door open, but Ricci still motoring well down the back straight. Got the ideal line on the inside, controlling matters. Herring on her shoulder. She's watching all the moves in a really good position at the moment. Vilgoš tucks in third as they come round past the steeplechase pit into the home straight, and it's still Ricci as she's been since they broke for the inside. At the front, Herring and Wielgosz. Oh, Herring's tripped up over the curb. All her rhythm has lost. She's tried to pick it up. Wielgosz coming on the outside. Wielgosz sprinting, making sure. But Herring just about hanging on to get through. So it's going to be Riki, Wielgosz and Herring. But Herring almost crashed to the floor there. She stumbled for about 3 paces and then managed to get back into the running again. It's just going to be these 3 who go through from this heat. Once again, a super quick first heat sees 4 fastest non-automatic qualifiers through. So there's no space at all for Smonkar or Lint. Sigh of relief for Herring. Another athlete tripping up over the curb.
Gemma Riki, focused on the task at hand, has had quite a tough season considering the reputation she's built for herself over the last few years. 156.90 athlete at best, 4th at the Olympic Games last year. Not making that Commonwealth final over 800 metres was tough. She was 5th in the 1500 metres. And also just missing out the Worlds. But maybe this is going to be her competition. So 2:02.36 coming up then as the official time. 4/10 in front of Wielgosz of Poland.
I was impressed with that run from Gemma Riki. I thought she did a very, very good job of controlling matters from the front. Yes, there's 2 more rounds to go. But I can definitely see her as a medal contender. Of course, the outstanding favourite still has to be her fellow Briton, Keely Hodgkinson. But Riki very much looks the part here in Munich. Natalia Kroll had the fastest qualifier, the Ukrainian, 2-time defending champion at these championships with 2:00.89. But Kroll hasn't had the best of years. She always seems to be able to peak for the Europeans. So a few names not making it through, like Koiro. Spill, I think people were hoping for. Header. Horvat, who had that spill, did eventually right herself and come through and get a